With arms wide open under the sunlight. Going to the gym right now. Still doing full body. So a little bit more of the compound for upper body. That's how we're breaking it up, managing fatigue. So I'm gonna do pull-ups and dips. First time intentionally incorporating lengthened partials, that kind of thing. So it's fun, it's tough. This is the second week. That first week, I was like, ooh, lats, even serratus a little bit. My pecs were sore all week. But anyway, so that's for the main upper body portion. And then lower body, just more isolated. So leg extension, leg curl, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then tomorrow will be the opposite. I'm gonna do under the sunlight. Tomorrow, hack squat, not compound, but more so than a leg extension. And I'll do a little bit of hamstring curls, but more to kind of warm it up and get some extra blood flow there. Because I did RDLs 2 days ago. Doing them a little different. Every once in a while, I like to change it up. So I did them on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. Yesterday, I just did some kind of cardio. Not because I'm trying to lose fat or anything. It is extra calories. But I'm literally doing it more specifically like for cardiovascular health. So kind of an extended warm-up, staying in like a zone 2 if at most, and then doing some intervals, and then cooling down, and then doing the sauna. One of my goals is to try to hit the sauna at least once a week consistently. I wanted to work up to doing 60 minutes a week, so I get all those benefits, cardiovascular benefits that research has shown to decrease cardiovascular, events by 57% or 52% by doing 57 minutes a week. Started with 10 minutes. Following week did like 15. Following week did 20. Just slow, more habitual, trying to create the routine, with that being the big picture, long-term kind of goal. But it was a little tough for me to sustain. I wanted to do like 20 minutes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, give myself a break. I rather have slightly increased bouts than a little bit every single day, which I'm usually thinking that way for other. Is this too loud? I don't know. I usually think about what's the bare minimum I could do every single day. But in this context, the same kind of applying to, let's say, cold therapy or cold plunging. There might be some potential extra or added benefits, or you would have a greater response, your body would respond greater to less frequent, bigger bouts. So what that means is, instead of doing 10 minutes of sauna 6 days a week, doing 30 minutes of sauna twice a week, something like that. But that's also kind of hard to do in one sitting, like it's a lot. So for me, I was like 20 minutes 3 times a week would be dope. Yesterday I did 5-minute infrared because the other one was really busy, so kind of like warmed up there a little bit. Did 20 minutes straight hot sauna, and then did another couple minutes in the red light, kind of like cool it back down a little bit, because once you go to the red light after the hot sauna, it's like nothing. You don't even feel warm, you feel cool if anything, but it's a little nice transition, and you get a few extra minutes. It's nice. But anyway, so I pretty much hit that mark, which is nice. Hopefully I'll do some tomorrow, which is Friday. If not, at least Saturday, something like that. But yeah, anyways, I think even for me right now, 20 minutes twice a week would be great. Whatever I can kind of maintain or keep up. But definitely don't want to do less than 30 for the week. So that's that part. So I did a little bit of that yesterday. Scatterbrain, sorry. And hamstrings were heavier 2 days ago on Tuesday. And so then quads more so tomorrow. But I do a little bit today. So this is kind of managing everything. It's kind of nice. Like, I'll have one exercise pretty much, or one focus on the day, and then sprinkle the rest. So from a programming standpoint, if you, oh, good song. free falling. All right. From a programming standpoint, you pick your basic movement pattern: squat, hinge, press, pull. You know, obviously horizontal and vertical for each of those. Then you fill in the little in-betweens, like the calf raises, the more isolated hamstring curls. You could do leg extensions as well. Something to kind of train the rectus femoris or hip flexors a little bit more. But those are like the main things. And then carry too, from a quote-unquote functional standpoint. But yeah, so those are like squat, hinge, bridge, lunge, all that stuff. You cross the board, check those boxes off, and you can just kind of sprinkle them throughout the week. And you know, whether you want to have a lower body day, upper body day, lower body day, upper body day, and prioritize those that way, or legs push pull is very common, or like right now I'm doing a full body. So this month I'll do full body, actually a little bit more, maybe 2 months, like 6 to 8 weeks, and then I'll go upper lower, and I'll be getting more volume per session for the specific body parts, and then I'll go legs push pull, and that's my transition of like gradually increasing the volume again. And then I'll kind of transition into more kind of strength oriented or strength focused work. I'll still be filling in the gaps of hypertrophy with, you know, other movements and muscle groups, but it'll mainly be with the, let's say, 6-month timeline of I'm trying to get back to, you know, training some more in the power lifts, essentially, you know, work on my squat, my deadlift, my bench, things like that. Still doing pull-ups, some kind of overhead press, heavy rows or something like that, always. But I want to incorporate that within the year a little bit. So maybe I spend 6 months of my year focusing more on hypertrophy, because it's going to take more time, and 3 to 4 months, let's say 4 months, I like that, kind of strength, not neglecting any hypertrophy, but it's like on maintenance mode, and I might even still get some hypertrophy benefits just from the novel stimulus, a new stimulus, and then the rest kind of going between like a low volume, maybe working on getting my little ticket here, lower volume, working a little bit more. You can always incorporate mobility and flexibility, but, you know, like my exercise selection, instead of doing a heavier Bulgarian split squat or single leg squat, something like that, I'll do like the ATG split squat. So really focusing on range of motion, really focusing on stability. So something, not because it's this magic thing, but just because for my hip, I have a torn labrum in my hip, and previous injuries, like I tore my meniscus, I had a hernia in the past, all that stuff. It kind of helps me refine and kind of get back into maintaining good movement, good control of my body, and it could be calisthenics, however you want to word it, things that maybe you neglect. So I fill in the gap of that other time period, and it's not like it's solely in those like extra months. So what is it? Let's do some math. 6 months hypertrophy, 4 months strength, 10 months, 6 plus 4, he's like that. Then you got 2 months to fill in the gap. Well, that 2 months I'll be on a lower volume, kind of resensitized, so I could build back up. And when I do that hypertrophy block again, or several blocks, let's say I do 3 2-month blocks, or 2 3-month blocks, whatever, that I'll be able to kind of, it'll be like that to my body a little bit. You okay, Annie, sorry. Yeah, so it's just kind of reintroducing, and my body's ready for it. So I give myself a break. So at no point it's just overkill, and I have to add more and more and more and more and more and more and more, like Marshawn Lynch, over and over and over. That's what he says. What was I even saying? ADHD. Yeah, so just, I don't have to keep adding volume. At a certain point, I can get away with less. I can be more efficient with the volume I am using, and I'm still responding. So kind of giving myself a little bit of a break. I find it also helps it be fun, like, and not draining. I didn't realize until I did that low volume phase, which I did for quite a while. I did like 5, almost 6 months. You know, I wasn't like making tremendous gains from that, but it was gains in the sense of knowing, oh, okay, if I just implement this throughout a year or the years, I'll be able to, when I increase my volume to a more base level range, you know, if, for example, I was doing 6 sets a week for my chest, okay? I just so happened to do 3 sets incline bench and 3 sets multi-grip flat. That's it for like chest. Obviously my shoulders and triceps are working in that too, and it's not super isolated, but that's like the main mover, right? Dude, 6 sets is nothing. It's nada. You like that accent? Fluent. Just kidding. But yeah, 6 sets is nothing, dude. So doing that, like, then I come into this block where I'm maybe doing 10 on the low end of like what's usually recommended, right? 10 to 20, 20 like being very high, which you slowly build up to. So you add like, let's say 2 sets every week or 2 over the course of the months or whatever. So at the end of like that training block, you get to 20, but then you want to bring it back down because what, you're going to go to 50. Maybe you get some gains, but at a certain point, at what cost? Because you're increasing sets of other muscle groups as well. It's just too much. You're doing too much. So, and why if you can make the gains with less? So that's the kind of thinking there. But yeah, I'm at the gym. I'm just parking, finishing my train of thought. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I forgot what I was going with it, but pretty much mapping it out, being flexible to change whatever happens. You know, you can adjust. Sometimes training is just so fun, you don't want to change it. I've made the mistake just changing because I'm like, nope, I got to change it. That's it. I said I was going to change it. I'm going to change it. No, it's okay. Enjoy it. Ride it through a little bit, because sometimes you prematurely change it and you still had some more gains you could take out of that, you know? Some more gains. You could get a little more some. And if you're enjoying it, that's like the big thing. So you just kind of keep it going. That's what happened with me with the low volume. I was like, this is nice. Training's not taking my whole freaking day. Freaking Catalina wine mixer the whole day, and like I still feel energized. I'm not so exhausted, and it was nice, bumping up the calories, training a little less like in the gym, and I could focus on other things, and that's where I started prioritizing more cardiovascular stuff. So yeah, doing athletics, like I want to get into other stuff, you know. I want to start playing basketball more consistently. I would like to do some jiu-jitsu or something like that, but that just is not as much of a priority, and it takes a lot more out of me. And it costs money too for like a membership. So if I'm just going to do classes and drill, but not actually do any kind of live sparring or rolling, just because of the cost, right? Like a fatigue and that not being my priority, I could still benefit, but time, you know? So just balancing stuff. Anyways, for now, that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'll take you along and you'll see some of what I'm doing. What do you box?
Right here. This was the pen. I go with my friends, so because they go to different gyms, so like they never do
Like the UFC on the Boulevard? Oh, Harvard? Cool.
Yeah, no, it's good, bro. Love it.
We can look at it.
That really seems
like drop sets.
All right, so that's it. I did it. Post-workout thoughts? It was all right. Can't complain. Just kidding. I'm really good at it. I can find something. You want to see? All right, let's do it. So I walk in. No, I like having a buddy with me. Most of the time. But, it's nice to have a training partner when you're on the same wavelength, or you don't have to be on the same level of strength, how long you've been training, knowledge. It doesn't have to be that case. Obviously, that would be great. You guys push each other. You can, be subjective, or objective, kind of coaches in that moment. If you can kind of see into something that the other person can't. But if you just literally having an extra body or buddy to kind of, motivate you or push you, like, for example, I was counting reps. I counted wrong. Counting's tough, man. I count all day, every day. I'm bound to make mistakes. I thought I did 10 reps of my pull-ups on my second set, and that's the one I recorded, and I only did 9. Another great reason to record your sets. You can kind of keep a rep count on it. Also, I noticed when I was doing my dips, I kind of felt, my shoulders feel a little uneven. Not like bothersome, but like my scapula, my shoulder blade, the bone wasn't gliding on my ribs the same. It felt a little janky. And when I recorded my pull-ups, I noticed, I'm kind of pulling like one way a little bit more. And I'm like, dang it, no good. And I only did 9 reps. Then on my dips, it was kind of hard to get a good angle, so I couldn't really tell if I was doing anything off. But then when I looked in the mirror while I was doing it, one shoulder was a little bit, I felt more shrugged up. And my neck's been feeling a little kinky. But anyways, that's one reason it's kind of nice to have a buddy, keep you accountable on whether it's your rest periods. If it's like you're not talking and like, messing around. I could say, you're not fucking around, But then the other thing I really wanted a buddy for, I'm supersetting. Boom. Right then and there, that helps. Today I was supersetting my dips and my pull-ups. That's not a big deal. Usually I'll do it in the same spot, but today I was at a different gym than where I was last week. And so I literally wasn't in the same spot where they have like the Roman chair, the dip, and the pull-up bar. So I was at the one that didn't have a pull-up bar, and it's a little thicker and a little wider. And, that girth, getting your hand around that girth. I don't know if you can see it, my socks. Say that's what she said. Anyways, car next to me is like, what the? But yeah, that was okay. Like today I had to walk across and do it. It's not a big deal because that part wasn't in such high demand. But the leg extensions and leg curls, first of all, I kind of forgot. Last week, I was supposed to do seated hamstring curl, get more kind of lengthened portion on that eccentric, really maximize the length of the hamstring, specifically at the knee, but you get more at the hip as well, as opposed to a lying hamstring curl where it's a little bit, the range of motion is a little less just because your hip kind of is up a little bit. And so unless you have some pads, like a Air Max or like a foam pad that you can kind of elevate to push up against, for one, your calf, so it can really pull your leg down, you know, so you have one on your knee, so that when you have that pad, your knee's elevated, so you can kind of, you won't hit the stack. You can get more range of motion at that bottom lengthened portion for the lying hamstring curl. But even for seated, I did seated today, and I forgot that typically you'll be stronger on that one. And I'm doing single leg with both of them. And so you're stronger. And so I did the same weight, and I was like, oh, I was supposed to do a different weight. So I did an extra set to kind of somewhat balance it out. And the two machines were right next to each other, and it's a lot easier to superset that as opposed to when there's an extra machine in between the two. And so I set the camera up, and you could see the last like 2 sets I think I did, and the last one I did a little bit of the lengthened partials, and oof, it was brutal, especially on the 4th set for hamstrings. But even quads, it was good. But yeah, having a buddy with you on that, it's like you pretty much got that machine on lockdown, you know? Oh, I'm using that. Oh, that's me too. I'm right there. How many more sets you got? I got all these. All of them. No, I'm just kidding. You don't want to be that guy. Jerome Mayberry. I don't know if you guys remember Terry Cruz's skit on Instagram. I'm saying you guys. Who are you? I don't even know. Is anyone watching this thing? Hello? Knock, knock. Who's there? Squirrel! Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of nice. But then aside from that, that was like the main stuff I did. I finished with a little bit of like body weight calves, kind of some bullshit calves, but I was supersetting this kind of thing for like trap/neck. And then I did a little bit of like forearms. Those are like little weak points for most people, but specifically me. Forearms, which I used to never train directly. Maybe I would do some crush grip or like holds, farmer's walks, isometric type stuff. But because I was doing so much deadlifts and even all my pulling exercises, I would never use straps. So my forearms were a lot stronger then. But I haven't been doing that much. And I did deadlifts like last block a little bit. Oh my God, my forearms are so sore. I was like, dude, I need to start doing these again. But just like I was working on extensors, like very isolated, a little bit of rotation. And I did a little bit of isometrics with the TRX, kind of like static for like the bicep and shoulder and pec. Like elementary, like very low level. I don't even want to say gymnastics, I'll say calisthenics, which is like the same thing. But just kind of, you know, develop that, so if I do want to get into it, I'm not going to tear my shit up as easily because I'll be a little bit exposed to it. So yeah, what else? Yeah, finished with a little bit of the calf thing, forearm, trap, and then that's pretty much it. Overall, it was okay. I mean, I was able to progress on everything. Last week, I did the same weight this week as I did last week for... I was supposed to go up a little bit on my leg extensions. That's why they felt a little bit. I mean, not that they were easy, but I was like, I could have put... I'm supposed to, I think, add a 5. I'll check my notes. Check your notes, fam. Big Shaq, the one and only. Man's not hot, never hot. I'll check that. But, yeah, it's okay. It's not a big deal. That just means maybe I could push a little bit more on hack squats tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, no, it was good. Pull-ups, same weight. I also noticed, so my first set, I did 10. I'm like, sick, because last week I did 8. And they were kind of tough, but I haven't been doing as many working sets, like straight sets. So I did 4 sets, same weight. Usually I'll do like 1, kind of like get used to that, like acclimating set. And it won't be too hard. And then I'll do like 2 or 3 working sets tops, usually like a 2 or 3. And then I'll maybe do 1 back down. Today, 4 sets across. On the 4th set, went heavier. You didn't see that coming. And the only reason I did that is because last week I did it on accident and it worked out okay. I was like, okay. So went heavier, then did like a drop set, still with the lengthened partials. And yeah, pull-ups, lengthened partials on the pull-ups are interesting because it's like, I don't know, I'm still getting a feel for it. Like I really want to work on the lengthened portion and not pull too much. I don't know, it could be, I don't know. I was kind of doing like, at some point, not even a partial. Like I was literally like doing like just like a dead hang. Barely moving. But anyways, those were good. So I added, the first set I did 10. So I added 2 reps. And then the other sets I did 9 instead of 8. So I added 1 rep each. And then dips, same weight as last week. But I did 8 for my first 3 sets and 10 on my last set last week. And this week I did 10 on all sets. So that's good. Total of 6 reps, 2 reps for the first 3 sets I added. So that was good. Happy with those. Yeah, I should have, could have, would have pushed a little bit more on the lower body. Hamstrings are still sore from Tuesday. But yeah, it's all right. And then, yeah, everything else was cool. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But yeah, I will catch you on the flippity flip. Office reference.